All right, so I traded early this morning before the open. Didn't trade three candle model. I traded the second candle of the three candle model. Uh, and the reason was because of the hourly chart. We had a fair value gap lower, and when this candle opened, it ran down into that fair value gap, and this is 8:30 news wick. So the news ran down into that gap and then came right back up above it. So it immediately rejected out of that fair value gap. So I started thinking that we were going to go long and target previous day's high, which is right here. And that's what we did. And the reason I felt pretty confident with that is because of this divergence between MNQ and YM and ES. So ES and YM both took this low right here. MNQ did not. ES actually reached all the way down to midnight, below midnight, to take it, and then immediately rejected. So that's when I started thinking, okay, well, maybe we're just going to go long and target this previous day high. This was another previous day high here that we haven't made it to yet, but it's probably a good possibility that we might make it there today. Might make it there on this third candle right here. So I waited for a change in the state of delivery on the 1 minute chart. As you can see right here, we have a low, a high, and a lower low, and then at this close right here above this high, that change in state of delivery, I bought one contract, and this is MNQ. So I'm trying to trade MNQ. I'm going to see if I can trade it and pyramid in kind of on some of this, trying to learn how to do that a little better. It doesn't hurt my feelings near as bad if it goes against me, because it's got to go a long way. I got to really be wrong. And you can still make, if you catch the right move. I added one here. They had a pullback, closed above this candle, which made this an order block. Change in the state of delivery. I added another one here, and I just kept moving up as ES got closer to its previous day high, and I just kept bumping my trail up, and it eventually came back and got me. I think it was like $184 or something like that. And you can think, well, that's not a lot of money, but if you get to the point where you can trade, where you've got, say you've got 10 of those accounts, making $184 times 10, that's a pretty good day. And if you can do that for 100 days and be pretty consistent with your trades, I mean, you're talking, over $100,000. So I don't think that's anything to sneeze at. I mean, that's pretty good 100 days. I'll take that. So I just want to jump on here real quick and show you that trade. Just right here explains. I didn't wait for, sorry about my spelling. Didn't wait for candle 3 this time. The divergence is what really sold me on it. We had that divergence. It closed below the 21 EMA. We like to see that. It's at the right time. It's at after the 25-minute mark of the hour. So, if you get all of that and it looks good like that, man, you can trade candle 2, because it may be the candle that expands. Sometimes it's not 3. Sometimes it is 2. The reason we wait for 3 is just for more confirmation that, that it's got a direction picked out for the day and it's going to continue in that direction. Let's see. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's simple. There's nothing complicated about what I'm doing. Still trying to make it to that first payout with a prop firm. I trade on Apex right now. about this account's about $600 or so from the eval being complete, and then I'll move into that performance account and see if I can do the same thing with it. Just base hits all the way up, base hit, base hit, base hit. You just have to be patient, and it takes longer to do it. But if you can do it, and then just keep adding accounts to it, I think you can get to the point where that's what most of these guys are doing. That's how they're making so much money. A lot of them are trading 20 accounts across multiple prop firms, not each, but a total. And they're just using a trade copier, and they're just making, $200 or $300 a trade. But if you make $300 a trade on 20 accounts, that's $6,000 a day. That's pretty good. You do that for 100 days, that's $600,000. So not a bad day. So yeah, just keep your wins small, keep your losses smaller. Don't let green come back on you. That gets a lot of people. They think, well, I'm up 150, but I want to hold to see what's going to happen. Maybe it goes and I make another 150, and it winds up coming back on you and stopping you out. So just take your green base hits and shut it down for the day, and then come back the next day and look for your setup. And if you're confident in your setup that it's going to play out, then just keep doing that. And eventually, I feel like you'll get there to that payout point. It may just take longer than other people. You're not having that big windfall. But most of the prop firms don't want you to do that anyway. They'd rather you just take base hits. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments. Nothing about this is complicated that I do. There's not a lot of complicated things going on with my model. It's pretty simple. I learned a lot of it that I use from Rich the Bull. So he's a pretty smart guy and seems to do really well. And that model that he kind of taught, that 3 count, I'm sure I don't trade it the same way he does, but he knows a lot more about it than I do. But that's where I kind of got pieces of it from him, bits and pieces, to try to put together a model that I think is pretty successful. It's been pretty successful. It's been the most successful model I've had so far. So if that means anything to you, try it out, back test it. This is not financial advice. It's just entertainment purposes only. It's me holding myself accountable. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Thanks.